Welcome everybody to your 4 to 5. Eric Chilton here with Chad Silver and Sydney Moore.
I always wave on the wrong time.
That's all right. Well,
I always
never know who
wave
I'm
on your
say.
name, and I'm like, of course they know I'm Sydney, but I wave at the wrong time.
I mean, rookie mistake, right? I mean, you've been doing this for what, like 3 weeks now?
I practice it all the time, every morning, and I still get it wrong.
It's all right. I've done much worse on live television than that.
Yeah, if that's all you're doing, you're in pretty good shape.
Pretty good shape.
Right,
Yes,
that's
I
right.
watched lots of TV news bloopers. Okay, so storm chances today are not all that great. I mean, we see a few storms in the west, but believe it or not, and I don't want to scare anybody because this is not what we're seeing, but there was actually what they thought could have been a tornado near Rocky Mount, but that's east, of course, down east. We're not seeing much of that. We see an isolated shower or two toward Wilkes County, and that's about it for right now. We'll keep you posted. We are not expecting severe weather today, but you know how that goes. 85 degrees in Greensboro, 89 in Burlington, 88 in High Point, Lexington at 85 degrees. We have 82 in Mount Airy. Just so you'll know, the air quality, not an issue now. We're back in the moderate category for today and for tomorrow. Our forecast for tonight, 70 degrees. We do see the chance of an isolated storm or two with that high tomorrow of 87. Here's what the radar looks like now with really the heaviest shower, and I say that because it's really moderate at this point, but in Wilkesboro and also up toward Allegheny, Ash, and Watauga counties, we're seeing a little bit. Iredell, northern Iredell, which means as that moves on to the east, Moxville and Davie County, and then right across the Triad, probably that possibility within the next hour or two. But you just stay storm alert and storm aware and download our app. It's totally free. You have that radar right in your pocket. 87 degrees for your Thursday. We'll bring rain chances to a 40%. For Friday, it's a 90-degree high temperature, but then we get a break for a while. Look at the dry weekend, mid-80s, lower humidities with the passage of a cold front. It's beautiful. And next week is typical for us. 30% chance late-day storm, otherwise upper 80s.
Just like Eric said, along with that app, you can stay up to date with all things weather-related on air and online at WFMYnews2.com.
Guilford County Schools is sharing new plans to keep kids safe this year. They include more staff training, new cameras, and body scanners in middle and high schools. The scanners proved useful last year. They detected 2 guns on high school campuses. There were 2 other instances with guns on campus last year. One was found before the student even entered the school. The other was found when a student went through an unauthorized door. District leaders say relationships between students and staff play an important role in creating a safe environment.
What is if you can say, the perhaps #1 security thing that worries you as far as what we all should be concerned about, or is there one?
So there is one, and that one is us as trusted adults not paying attention to the signs that children are giving and not talking to the children.
You know, I was reading that, we're talking about it yesterday at the school board meeting. They're now going to have 7,500 cameras in Guilford County schools.
Goodness.
Where they're really able to see just such a large portion of the schools at real time. It's even to the point where the principal will have access on his or her phone to look at any of the cameras within the school at any given moment. So, I mean,
That's great.
School safety has come a long way in the last couple of years for good reason.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously school safety is so important, and sometimes I think it's unfortunate that we even have to take a lot of these measures with the type of climate that we are in, but I hope that with these steps it will provide some comfort to parents and students even as well too.
I mean, that's the first I'd heard that number, and as a parent I got kids in elementary and middle school, that does make me feel a lot better. I know, some things are going to happen, but when you have the opportunity, I mean, even if a principal is glancing, I'm sure they have a multi-camera. You know how they have the multi-camera screen view?
Right.
I guarantee you that's in the principal's office or up at the desk, the front desk, so they can see if anybody were to try to get in anywhere. You're right. I hate that we have to be that way, but we do.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, we really do.
All right, let's get to your 4 to 5 roundup now. A mother and daughter is reunited with her family after being separated while rafting on the Yadkin River. The incident happened during a flood advisory Saturday. Deputies say the family went rafting together around 3 p.m. Later that night, the mother and 8-month-old baby were separated and stranded, while the father and other child were able to make it to shore. The fire department urges the importance of water safety and says water rescues have picked up this summer, with their average ranging from 5 to 10.
This is the man Forsyth County deputies say is responsible for a deadly shooting overnight. Investigators say 20-year-old Quamon Swearingen shot and killed 21-year-old Christian Arrington on Kerner Road. Deputies responded to reports of a man with a gun walking down the road wearing a mask. They believe the shooting was not random.
New court records are giving clues about what might have happened to a missing 11-year-old girl from North Carolina. The newly released police report from the Banner Elk area details a possible sighting of Madalena Kojokari and a male family member. It happened way back on December 16th, that is, at a Lowe's Foods. Before this December sighting, Kojokari was last seen in November getting off a school bus in Cornelius.
There is a good chance that you do not enjoy going to the dentist. Well, that's why some are trying to create a spa-like experience, adding services to make your visit as enjoyable as possible. Patients at this office in Massachusetts are greeted with soothing music and a drink bar where they can enjoy a cappuccino before their appointment. Once in the exam room, patients can choose from a variety of amenities for free.
Want noise-canceling headphones, maybe you don't like the sounds, or maybe you want a weighted blanket just to help combat that anxiety, or you want to watch Netflix, whatever it is that puts you at ease.
Now, all of these add-ons are complimentary to all patients, plus every new patient gets a free 30-minute facial. I know I got your attention.
I was waiting on that facial. I was
right,
like,
she
where
said,
is
"I'm good
it?
to
Where's
go."
the facial? Where's the facial? No, I really love that. I bet that provides a lot of comfort because, you know, growing up, especially just a young girl, a young boy, I mean, the dentist and the orthodontist was kind of a scary place.
scary.
It could be very scary. So any way to just, you know, release, let go, just get with the times. I love it.
Do not like the dentist, never did, because you could name just about everything except braces or an implant. I've had everything else you can think of. So lots of bad dental work.
Yeah.
So I'm the patient that goes in and I even know the terminology, so you can't use a bite block on me. My gag reflex is too
my gag,
strong,
oh gosh,
so bad, and so I have to
monster.
really focus when I'm in that chair. I might like that.
I'm kind of one of those weirdos that I like going to the dentist.
What? That's because you've never had any problems.
Hi, Dr. Blue. Nice to see you. She's great. You should try her out. Anyway, I don't know. I just really like it. I've had cavities before.
You
I've
have?
gone to the orthodontist. I think I just like the idea of trying to, you know, better my mouth.
Get cleaned. And,
Yeah, all that kind of stuff. But I have seen some dentist office will put TVs. Like, so when you're laying back, there's like
Yeah,
a TV
mine
on
has
the
That's how
ceiling
my
so you can
orthodontist
watch.
is too. But that's the facial one.
Well, that would work.
I know that you guys didn't
They'd
like
be
the
like,
idea
Sydney.
of the cappuccino beforehand.
Well, I'm just thinking like you're going to
Interesting.
have coffee breath, and those poor hygienists and the dentist have to go
Right.
in there.
Well, I
with
also
that.
know too. I know that I've been told by my dentist and orthodontist that you're not supposed to drink those different things.
Right.
Not as much as often, but that's interesting that that's part of it.
I'll tell you why I don't like the dentist. It's because when I was 6 and I went to the dentist, there was one hygienist, people probably won't even believe this in this day and time, who I got really scared. I was 6, right, first grade. So I got up and started to like leave and run out to my mom in the lobby or whatever. She pushed me down and locked the door. And I was petrified. So when I got out, I told my mom, I thought she was gonna rip the person apart. And she eventually found out she had done it with other kids and she got fired.
Oh wow.
So I didn't have a great start.
Okay,
with, you
that
know what
could
I mean?
definitely not have a good perspective.
Not that I think that's going to happen now. So,
experience.
children. Yeah, no,
Some kids need that treatment, though.
I was freaking out. We'll be right back. All right, we're watching the skies to see what's happening out there from a thunderstorm standpoint, and so far, so good, not all that bad. Most of the activity has been east of the Triad toward the Triangle area, but 85 degrees right now in Greensboro. Burlington, you're up to 89, but look to the south. Pinehurst, 94 degrees. Yes, you don't want to play golf even at Pinehurst in that weather. 82 degrees in Mount Airy. I don't know, some of my golfing friends would be like, no, that we don't mind. We look at Wednesday, or today, for air quality. We're in good shape. It's moderate tomorrow, but either way, we're okay. Wanted to show you that because we had to update that data just a few moments ago. Tonight, 70 for the overnight low. An isolated storm not out of the question. We'll keep an eye out for it. Nothing so far. 87 and partly cloudy tomorrow. Typical summertime forecast. We get these pop-up showers in the afternoon and evening. Sometimes they're thunderstorms, sometimes just a shower or two. More clouds are overspreading the region now, and you can see showers in Watauga County, around Boone, also in Wilkes County. I would guess that's going to be moving into Moxville within the next 45 minutes or so, or maybe less. We have more of this instability back to our west, but really overall, rain chances aren't all that impressive in our 7-day. We have several days with not much or no rain chances, which you rarely see in the summer. A trough of instability kind of moving by for our Thursday, and then this front really helps us out for the weekend. There's not so much moisture associated with it, but just cooler air courtesy of that high pressure back to the north, and when all that pushes down to the south, we end up with a great weekend. Tonight, those isolated storms, but look at the 7-day. Once we get through that, I mean, we're in good shape here. We've got 87 for your Thursday. There's a 40% chance of late day pop-up showers. That's the best chance for the next week. And then Friday, 90 degrees, fairly dry. The weekend, that is beautiful. Lower humidities, mid-80s. Get outside and do something there. Upper 80s and back to normal for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday with partly cloudy skies and only a 30% chance of a late day storm.
Eric, thank you. If you like hot dogs, well, today is your day because today marks National Hot Dog Day, one of America's favorite summertime treats. If you're grilling at all this summer, hot dogs are basically mandatory, obviously, right? No matter how you style it. And speaking of hot dog styles, we asked you on Facebook, what do you put on your hot dog? Ronnie says chili, slaw, onion, and mustard. Blair says ketchup, mustard, and chili. Madeline says she likes hers completely plain. Yes.
That's like Joey Chestnut style, just plain,
Oh,
right? Like just the bun
with
and
a
the
cup
hot dog.
of a wet bun. That's the worst.
So you don't like it plain?
No, I don't. I know my kids do. Some of my kids, or just ketchup for them. But for me, I load it up. That's a Carolina dog, the one that said mustard, chili, onion, slaw. That's a Carolina thing.
I'm not a mustard person, but I am a big fan of eating my hot dogs plain. If the
Really?
hot dog is, oh my gosh, if the hot dog is cooked right, made right,
So-
you don't need anything on it.
So, you know, with a hot dog, you could just throw it in the microwave and do 20 seconds,
Yeah.
or you do it. Do you like the grill marks and the grill taste better than?
Yes.
Yeah. that's what I thought.
Someone at our station put on the different levels of how you like your hot dog
Yes.
cooked, and we talked about this like 2 weeks ago. But I like mine. It has to be burnt a little bit, not all the way, but a little bit.
That's
burnt.
the way my wife likes. I can't stand that.
Yeah, I also like as soon as the hot dogs are done or close to being done, you throw the buns on the grill to
Yes,
get them like
yes.
a little bit of a char on the buns.
And put a little butter on it too,
So
right?
toppings
You
wise,
could, yeah, absolutely. So toppings wise, I love a Carolina dog,
I do too.
but I grew up on like the Chicago style dog.
I love those.
Yeah, so very good. So like a sport pepper, a pickle, a tomato.
Isn't there celery salt or
Tomato.
something
Celery
on it?
salt,
Yes.
no ketchup.
Oh, you got it. If
Mustard,
you haven't had a
no
Chicago
ketchup.
dog,
Interesting.
it's up there with my favorite hot dog.
I can't get down with mustard. I'm so
Really?
sorry.
On
I don't even know why it
anything?
exists.
Like
I
both
said
yellow
it,
and
sorry.
brown.
Right.
Even
Okay.
spicy mustard, none of it.
I do like honey mustard.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I
That's the type of mustard
but
I
I
use.
well it, when in you all's mind, but in my mind it's completely two separate things. And I do not
So I know now, if we're ever
I don't like
anywhere and we
mustard.
get a hamburger, you want nothing to do with
Would
mustard.
you put honey mustard in place of mustard, like on a hot dog
Oh
or a hamburger?
gosh, no.
No.
It's
Okay.
just for,
Dipping.
fries or
Dip-
something.
dipping.
Yes.
Dipping.
Chicken tenders.
I get it. I get it. All right, we'll be back in a couple minutes. Stay there. Well, hello.
Oh, hi there.
We were just
We were wondering who was with the music.
E. 07. So no, but it's the same organization. You see at the bottom where it says 07 PTFC, they are 04 PTSC. So you might, yeah, we can scoot through. What were you using that for? As a?
It's in PC1, I think.
Is it a background? If it's a, was it full screen? If it's just a background behind me on the ham, I don't think that's a problem. But if it's full screen, you might not want to. Is it full? Oh, it is. Wait, Chelsea. No, that's a different story. That's this one. Well, if you don't think soccer is big in the U.S., more than 4,000 people lined up yesterday in the Triangle to see Chelsea and Wrexham practice ahead of their soccer showdown, which happens later on tonight in Chapel Hill. Starts at 7:30, actually. One family even drove down from New York after finding fandom with Wrexham AFC. That team is co-owned by Ryan Reynolds and Ryan McElhenney, and it shot to fame during the documentary series on Hulu on the team. Players from both teams said they're very happy with the high interest on this side of the pond, and we're not expecting that. I am going tonight. I can't wait. I'm leaving right after this show and heading down there, and I cannot wait. I just fell in love with it during the show, and you watched it too, right?
I just loved it. I mean, the idea of, first of all, I am so grateful that the Ryans decided to film a documentary at the very beginning of trying to purchase this team, because you really got to see all that went into buying a soccer team,
right,
and then trying to bring it to prominence, and I mean it's incredible to watch.
And they did not,
layers to
they
it.
didn't know anything
Wow.
about soccer. Like they were not big football fans, and so they're honest about it in the series. They're like, we don't even know. Oh, it's called the pitch. They didn't know that. So it's kind of funny to watch them grow and learn, and now they're falling in love with this team.
Oh, I was years old when I found out that Ryan Reynolds, and then after I found that out, I did more research on it because I watch him in terms of acting.
Oh, yeah.
But pretty cool for him to be taking on this type of journey as well too. And I can only imagine with that documentary, a lot of layers to it in terms of growing a soccer team.
Well, you get to know the players, the coaches, and even people that hang out at the pub. So if you watch Ted Lasso and you're the older lady May that owned the pub, and those three, that you meet people like that live in Wrexham and love and worship this team, even though they were bottom of the barrel in soccer.
It's so funny that both of these shows kind of came out at similar times, because I had a difficult time differentiating between what was real in Wrexham and what was not real in Ted Lasso. I would get the storylines crossed all the time because they came out around the same time.
I did too, and I would get the mascots mixed up. I'm still not sure if I have it right. Were the Greyhounds, I think Richmond Greyhounds was Ted Lasso.
Yes.
And then Wrexham are the Dragons, I think.
Well, now I don't know.
I'm not positive.
But you'll have to keep your eye out for Ryan Reynolds tonight.
I know, because Deadpool got,
So
they quit. They quit filming Deadpool because of the writer's strike.
Yeah.
So he could maybe.
Might be there.
Yeah, we'll watch. He's from Charlotte, by the way. All right, speaking of soccer, one local youth team, they are rising to the top here. The Piedmont Triad youth soccer team, they're in Orlando, Florida right now, playing in the Nationals to claim the best in the country. Head coach Chris Day says it's a culmination of years of work.
We basically, over the course of the last, let's see, they're 16 now, since they were basically 11 years old, we kind of started the qualifying process, and through promotion, basically ended up in a league. It's called National League Pro. It's really comprised, I guess, of the best teams in the country.
So the team is in group play right now, and though they did lose their first game yesterday, but they have 2 remaining. And if they win that, they move to the single elimination round. The team was ranked just about 2nd in the country heading into the tournament, so a national championship for these folks is definitely within reach. And of course, we're thinking about them. I have not gotten word yet. I checked my phone right before we started because they had their game today. I think they have 2 games, but one was at 1:30, and they play again tomorrow. So I don't know if they won that one or not. I'll have to check and see. But they're doing great. They could win it all.
What a fun opportunity too, and just to create memories along the way, and especially if these guys have a great career in soccer in terms of just the future aspect of it. But
some of them have already played for Charlotte FC. You know, the team in Charlotte, they have actually been called up and would play a little bit there. So they're learning, they're really good. And he said the same coaches have been working with them since they were 11. And now they're 16, 17 years old.
It's all about relationships.
You have to shout out to the parents too. I mean, think about the amount of work and money and time and effort the parents have to put in to travel with these kids around the country or wherever the heck they go. I remember growing up, I played hockey, but just for like a local regional team, and we were every weekend, all the time, always traveling. And so, I mean, there's a lot of money and effort that go into being a parent or a family of a traveling team.
Well, one of my friends travel baseball, and they have to use most of their vacation to get their kids to all these tournaments.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm never more thankful that my kids aren't athletic.
And with that being said,
they followed my footsteps. We'll be right back.
Sorry, guys.
Well, get ready to experience a blast from the past. Just this logo makes me happy back here. Yeah, you may remember renting a movie from Blockbuster.
Yeah, thanks to evolving technology, it's rare to find old cassette tapes or DVDs. There's actually only one Blockbuster left in the country. It's in Bend, Oregon.
only one. Wow.
Just
but
one.
Now, thanks to one movie collecting enthusiast, look no further, he's bringing back the chance for you to make it a Blockbuster night.
World Series 1995. So that's an old one.
Meet Alex McCumber. He had the idea to get a little Blockbuster box after seeing a post by the Blockbuster Foundation during the pandemic.
I thought, oh my goodness, that is such a cool idea. So I of course reached out and they explained kind of what it was and how it worked.
McCumber says it only took about a half an hour to paint this box. He used 2 cans of paint, 1 yellow and 1 blue can to stylize it.
It's like an actual rental in there. Video treasures, Braddock, missing in action.
You never know what you might find in the little Blockbuster box.
We've got DVDs, we have VHS, we have Blu-ray in there. There's sometimes video games in there from all kinds of consoles, all the way down to like the NES and the Genesis.
This little Blockbuster box has been sitting in Alex's front yard since last June. His mission is to give people the chance to relive their past.
It's a good feeling to know that we have something here that is, improving the neighborhood. It's adding value to the community, and people, anyone, regardless of who you are, can get a piece of movie to watch or a game to play.
McCumber says he hopes to inspire others to give back to the community.
And whether it's a library or a pantry or a bunch of DVD movies or something else entirely, you can make a difference with this, and I think it's pretty cool that way.
I love it. It was so exciting on Friday nights to go in Blockbuster and you just smell the popcorn and I just loved it.
See, I grew up in such a small town, we didn't even have that. So, I mean,
Oh, you
I
guys
didn't
didn't?
grow up with Blockbuster, Family Video, none of
Oh
that
my
stuff.
gosh.
But it was always like, ooh, look at the kids in the big city get to rent movies.
Yeah, I just remember people just kind of ripping and running inside a Blockbuster. It was a lot of excitement from kids to adults trying to figure out what games they want to play, what movies they want to watch as well too. But you know, one of my favorite things I love to see, especially with this story, I love seeing people passionate about things. You know, because I feel like if you're not a Blockbuster fan, you might ride by and say, oh,
whatever.
okay, whatever. But this is something he loves to do. He enjoys it, and he's like, hey, if you want to relive the past, there you go.
I still have my last Blockbuster card. I could not bring myself to throw it away, so it is in a drawer at home. It was from when I lived in Tampa, and I think even at that was right at 2000, late 90s, early 2000s, so it was starting to fade.
Yeah.
Then. But I can't throw it away now because it was just
You
so
shouldn't.
nostalgia. It was cool. It was fun.
I remember when Netflix came out with their new DVD service, where you were a member of Netflix and you would get DVDs in the mail. I thought that was so advanced compared to what, Blockbuster days, and now that is not even in existence anymore.
So are red boxes going away then? I believe?
I think there's still because I know that sometimes they're outside of CVS and Walgreens. I think
and
either
some
or.
grocery stores sometimes.
And I'll go to CVS every now and then. I still see it sometimes. The red box.
But
And Walmart has them too.
I don't have I have to play it on an Xbox.
I
My
have
kids-
nothing to play it
yeah.
on.
I have to play it on our kids' Xbox if we do that. All right, we'll take a break. We'll be right back.
Another day, bro. All right, I'm ready to rock. If you ready to rock, Carmen, can you hear me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's so much more peaceful when Brad is not.
Welcome back to your 4 to 5. Eric, Chad, and Sydney with you on this Wednesday. Almost got the day wrong. Wednesday.
What was that?
I was complimenting you on only acknowledging when he said your name.
You saw it? I was like,
you worked on it.
I was stressed out beforehand. I'm like, I got to do it right.
I did it so fast you didn't even have time to.
You just do it whenever, yeah.
Chad and Sydney.
So looking at the sky cam here.
Yep.
Kind of dark clouds out there today.
Couple, and we do have a chance of an isolated thunderstorm. It's just not very widespread just yet. Most of it's in Wilkes County and moving into Davie County. So we'll show you the radar coming up.
And we'll talk a little bit more about that. But first, we are 2 weeks away from the Wyndham Championship, where thousands of people will be in Greensboro to watch the best in golf. So here is what you need to know. The tournament set for August 2nd through the 6th.
Yeah, there are practice rounds that Wednesday. The first round is Thursday, and the final round is Sunday. Organizers say there's something for everyone at Sedgefield Country Club.
And if you're not even knowledgeable about golf or not interested in golf, doesn't matter. We have something for you to do. Come on out and have fun, enjoy a week out here at the beautiful Sedgefield Country Club, and help contribute to this great event that supports so many charitable organizations here in the Triad region.
This is one of my favorite times of year as we get closer to the Wyndham, just because, I mean, it is Greensboro's PGA stop, and all eyes are on Greensboro, and every once in a while we'll get like some really, really good golfers to commit. I remember the one year that Tiger Woods said he was playing here, and people went wild over that.
On that. Well, to me, and I will say, I kind of reiterate what she said. It's, in my opinion, it's the Triad's largest social event too, because it's a party as much as it is a golf tournament. You know, maybe not like the Phoenix Open. That's a whole different level. But it is. It's a big social event with places all along where you can stop and have refreshments and drinks and Margaritaville and all that. It's really cool.
This is the year I really want to try to make it out there. I really do.
Go.
I'm a golfer myself, and you know, I love how she also said that it's not just for if you like golf or know how to play golf. You, like you said, social, have a good time, and just a good time to meet folks too. So hopefully I can make it out there.
You got to go.
And they've got cornhole out there. I mean, some years we wouldn't even watch any of the golf. We were just doing all the social things.
Just go. That's all you have to do. Just go.
This is your sign. Well, here in Greensboro, one of our local youth baseball teams brought home a big-time honor earlier this summer. WFMY News 2's Jalen Gilkey met with them to learn more about this special opportunity in a famous baseball destination.
Yeah, Sydney, Cooperstown, New York is known for two things. Of course, one being the home of the Major League Baseball's Hall of Fame, and number two is the massive National Youth Baseball Tournament the city hosts throughout the summer. 12 super talented young men from our area went to the tourney and came back with the first place hardware. Inside the brand new Greensboro Batting Center, there's a very special group of 12-year-olds who love the game of baseball.
Just when I see the field, it just makes me want to work harder, be a better baseball player, be the best one out here, be the best one out there.
We all want to win, and like we're relaxed. Feel like we opened up, and like we're like good now. So like we've been locked in since day one.
Half the kids on the GBC 12U team have been with Coach Lopez for 4 or 5 years now.
Our core group has been together since they were 8. The fact that they're now 12 and they just won a national tournament like this is incredibly rewarding, because if you look around, you look at them, they're not super athletes. They're just kids who have put in the work.
That's it. And that work allowed this group of kids to go to New York and come back home as the Week 5 Cooperstown All-Star Village champions.
We wanted to win. Like you could tell it in our faces, like how we played, and then like we all relaxed because we got to like spend time with people and stuff, and it was just fun. Like we really shined like during this time. Like we was a little rusty at first, like first 2 games, and then there was like one night game, and we just like we just locked in. We hit like back-to-back home runs. We was pitching good. I pitched 3 innings. I had a no-hitter going on, and it was just fun.
It was crazy. After we won, I wasn't really thinking. It was just time to celebrate. Our game ended at like 1-something in the morning. It's really good to have friends like that and win something that big. Feels successful.
Now back home in the Triad, the boys are back chasing their dreams, but in reality, they just lived one.
The best part about it is you hear about Cooperstown from the age of 7 and 8. You keep hearing about it. It's the greatest experience. It is, when you ask any 12-year-old who attends, they'll tell you, that was the best week of my life. Forget about who wins or loses. And it just happened to be that, that we just won the whole thing too. That was the best part about it.
Now, this team was one of 40 competing to win the championship. Teams came from as far as Nevada to compete.
Wow, that's incredible. And I love hearing just the energy from the head coach out there. You can see the passion that he has for his players. But Jalen, you were out there, you said that those boys were pretty good.
I think he sold a couple of them pretty short. Like there's a couple super athletes out there that you could tell they've got a bright future in whatever they choose to do.
It's funny when you're that age, or if you're a parent or even just a spectator watching that age, you can tell that there's always that one, maybe two, that you're like, okay, they actually have a shot at something. Because, you know, most of us don't, but they stand out bigger at that age level than they do.
You're absolutely right. A lot of youth sports coaches and spectators and former players, they'll tell you 12U is really like where there'll be a couple guys that really pop, like you were saying, and it's just either they hit puberty first or they're just
natural talent.
Yeah, the natural ability is just through the roof.
And you're developed like that point in people's lives. You're starting to get more muscle and develop and stuff, and that's when coaches can really tell something.
I love the last soundbite from the coach where he's like, to play in this tournament is just so cool, and then to come home with the hardware and win it.
Absolutely.
So cool.
And so actually, in my youth, I never went to Cooperstown to play in a tournament. I always played summer basketball. But all of my baseball friends would tell me, we went to Cooperstown this summer, dude. It's unbelievable. I mean, they've got dorms for the guys to stay in. They got a mess hall, caf, unlimited, whatever you want to eat. It's just a great time where you get to hang out with not only your friends, but kids from all over the country as well.
And the Hall of Fame, I mean, to be in that same,
of course,
that's all. Yeah, that's so cool. All right, let's check our forecast and we'll check some thunderstorms, see what's happening out there. We've nothing really popping a whole lot here. We had some down east toward Rocky Mount a little bit earlier, but in our neck of the woods, we look pretty good so far. You can see cooler weather, of course. Boone's at 70. And then we're at 85 degrees right now. Columbia, South Carolina, 95, 87 in Elizabeth City, Wilmington at 93. Our hour by hour tonight takes us to the upper 70s by about 10 o'clock and probably some mid 70s by about 2 a.m. But we think we'll bottom out at 70 even for our overnight low tonight. Here's a look at the radar. A couple of showers moving into Davie County right now. Also southern parts of Surrey County and Wilkes. Allegheny, Ashwaubenon getting light sprinkles. Really the heaviest shower so far has been mostly in Wilkes County, but that is moving on to the east. Could we see it in the heart of the Triad? Yes. Will it be severe? We don't think so at this point, but there's always that chance. In fact, today, if you look at it, it's only about a 20 or 30% chance. So keep an eye out for that. And as we mentioned, keep that app handy. All right, let's look at the 7-day forecast. We'll give you the whole ball of wax here. Tomorrow, rain chances, best of the week. 40%, but that is a typical late day pop-up variety. 87 for your Thursday. We bump it up to 90, hottest day of the week on Friday. Rain chances really drop out for the weekend, only either nothing on Saturday to a 20% chance Sunday. Lower humidities in mid 80s. It looks nice. Next week, that's normal for us. Upper 80s, partly cloudy during the day, and a 30% chance of a late day storm.
All right, let's get to your 4 to 5 roundup now. First up today, Greensboro's new downtown trolley service begins tomorrow. The Hopper will make frequent stops along Elm Street downtown. The free service runs Thursdays through Saturdays, noon to midnight, and Sundays, noon to 10. You can see the full schedule and all of the stops on our website.
Plus, Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools is still accepting bus stop requests for the 2023-2024 school year, but deadlines are approaching. Students going into grades 6 and 9 will need to make sure to complete the registration to ensure that they have a stop location set up for their new school. Parents need to register new stop requests by the 28th of this month. Any students who aren't registered will not have a bus stop until September 11th.
We're teaming up with the Red Cross for our annual summer blood drive next week. We'll be at Piedmont Hall in Greensboro next Thursday from 9 to 6. The first 100 donors get a free Biscuitville biscuit with more giveaways throughout the day. The Red Cross says it's shy 26,000 donations right now, so it could really use your help. You can even make an appointment so you can be in and out. We've got more information on our website.
And in Thomasville, they are gearing up for a Painted Piano Festival. Interesting here. It's August 11th. It'll be the official debut of 10 painted pianos out there. The festival will showcase those pianos and performers playing theme and variations simultaneously on the same song, as well as 2 hours of continuous piano music by more than 25 pianists. The residents will vote on their favorite artwork. You get to meet Miss Thomasville and much more. City officials say they hope the event will increase foot traffic in downtown Thomasville and inspire local artists and musicians.
Such a cool idea.
It is
I
cool.
kind of liken it to in Greensboro, or Jeansboro, right?
Oh, yeah.
With denim, where they have all those, I don't even know what like the sculptures of the jeans, and people
bottom
like
half of a
decorated
person,
them,
yes.
and they're around town. I think it's similar to that. It seems really cool to do that.
That's nice. So they're painting the pianos with different colors and all that good
Themes
stuff.
and stuff. And then people will actually be playing, so you'll have music wherever you go as you wander around.
Okay, so can you both play the piano?
I can't. I wish I could.
I can do this.
You know how to ask.
Just bang on. Yeah. Can you even do the chopsticks thing?
No.
No, I couldn't either.
There are like a few songs I know how to play. Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star.
Really?
Yes. So if you want me to play it at your wedding, I got you.
Perfect.
Throw a recorder my way, and I can do hot cross buns until the day I die.
Cross
I still have my
popped in my
recorder.
head.
1 a penny, 2
Yes, that's right. My daughter does that all the time.
All right. Well, no one won the Mega Millions lottery, bringing
What?
the new jackpot. It's up to $720 million. And actually, no one has won since April 18th. No one has also won Powerball jackpot, which now sits at $1 billion and draws tonight. And your chances of winning are super low. But that doesn't mean that you should, not
So
do it. Still keep going.
The chances are 1 in 292 million.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that wild?
292 million.
I said, and it's such a random number, right? Like, why is it 1 in 292 million? So I did some research last year when this all came about, and it's because that's how many combinations of numbers there are.
That are possible,
Yes,
period.
possible.
So it's that ratio, no matter how many people buy tickets,
Correct.
right?
Yep.
It's
Your
still the
chances of winning the jackpot every time are 292
I
million.
love our stat that said you're more likely to be attacked by a bear or struck by lightning than you are to win.
At the same time.
Probably
At the same Oh
Maybe
my
not that
God.
Do you all play the lottery?
So I don't normally, but I did this time. I just bought
Yeah.
like $4 or $8 worth.
I should have played this time, and I'm still mad at myself for not playing. So I'm just like, let me just get through this day so it doesn't remind me that I forgot to play.
Well, tonight you still have time.
Yeah, go out on your lunch
Drawing's at
break.
11.
That's true,
Yeah, you
but
can do
time
that.
goes by so fast.
Yeah. You
can
Hopefully I'll
also-
remember.
I bought
don't-
mine online.
I don't ever buy, that's a good idea too. I don't ever buy tickets, but sometimes, like before the pandemic, we had office pools where, they would collect
Better chances.
a couple $100 and then buy all these tickets. And then, if you're in it, then we all split it.
I do love the excitement around it as well too. And I was
Yeah.
joking with one of our digital producers. I was like, "You gonna wear your money green today? You gonna walk around in that money green?
If
Good luck.
everybody at the station went in, I mean, we'd all get like 20 million or something crazy like that. I can't do the math.
Right,
off
I'm
the top of
fine
my
with
head,
that.
but I'll take that.
Right.
That would work. And then what would happen? The station would shut down. We can't do that. Can't let
Sorry.
that happen. We'll be right back.
Just make sure you can read the verts, right? Like I know it's cut off on my monitor, so as long as you can read it, that's fine. Huh? I think you might need to zoom out some. It looks like it's cut out. What now?
These monitors are not accurate.
Yeah, look at more room on the outside. It looks like it's cut off on the outside. And again, it might be my monitors, but okay.
These aren't accurate.
Okay. All right, so do you need me to stand back this way because of the light, or can I stand up as far as this? Okay. Not regulated. The FDA regulates certain labels on food packaging. So you've got organic, low sodium, no added sugars, 100% whole grain, excellent source of or high in. Okay, but these labels over here, pesticide free, 0 pesticides, unsalted, lightly sweetened and slightly sweet. Well, those, they're just made up by the companies selling the products. Consumer Reports decodes the labels with what they really mean. For example, if you're trying to cut back on salt, look for labels that read low sodium or very low sodium. Here's why. Low sodium foods have 140 milligrams or less per serving, and very low sodium foods have 35 milligrams or less per serving. But if you see no salt added or unsalted, don't think they're sodium free. This term means no salt was added during processing, but some foods naturally contain sodium. Let's talk sugar. Look for no added sugars or sugar-free. No added sugars means, well, just that.
For foods like tomato sauce and ketchup, look for no added sugars on labels, not sugar-free, because tomatoes naturally contain sugar. It's added sugars that you need to be mindful of.
So I think the labels are tricky for sure because a whole lot of the wording is just kind of similar.
I remember when you did a story like this a couple of years ago, and I've really kept it in my mind that it can be deceptive words and makes you think that it's healthier, for example, than it might seem.
Especially when you're in a rush and you're kind of on the go and you see those words, you're like, grab it, grab it, grab it. But if you don't have that knowledge, then it's, you know, easy to forget and miss.
Oh, sure. So let me give you a look at a few words that we've all seen at the grocery store. This is the bread aisle. We've got 100% whole grain. We've got 100% whole wheat. We've got multigrain, and we've got made with whole grains, and they all seem like really good things, right?
Right.
But only the top 2 are actually 100% whole grains. The bottom 2 contained refined grains, which means bleached flours, the things that you're probably trying to stay away from. But if you picked up multi-grain, you'd probably think, oh, that has a whole bunch of different grains. I'm doing a good thing.
I love all the grains.
I feel like we need to put you like on a screen in one of the counters in the grocery stores there to remind us, don't pick up that, do not, yes.
Well, I think, you know, they put the words on there so it can make it think that that is what it's saying. But that just because it says something, that doesn't mean it actually means that. It's
interesting.
I'm
right?
sure too that lawyers took a good look at all this to make sure they can't be sued, but they can still be. I don't know if it's. I guess it's deceptive, but a little bit.
Well, I mean, their truth is it is lightly sweetened. It just, you would have to turn it off around on the back to see what it's lightly sweetened with and how much sugar is in there, right? And they're just counting on you not doing it. So the best way to do anything with that is to turn the box over and look for the first 3 to 5 ingredients, because that's what is in the item the most. So if in the first 3 ingredients you see sugar, and you don't want sugar, then you should not pick up that box. Now, if sugar is the 17th thing on the list, right?
From most to least, I got it.
From most to least, it's what's most in that thing. So don't pay for stuff and don't go grocery shopping hungry. Have y'all ever done that?
Oh yes,
every time.
All the time, all the time.
And that's a problem, is it not?
Yes, but then you just go to the produce and have a grape or 2 while you're buying them.
Now wait a minute.
Oh no.
No, we don't
no.
do
Did you pay for that grape?
I did pay for it.
Okay, good.
Okay.
I was just checking.
If you see Chad Silver eating a grape, I want you to take some video and send it in.
I would die.
We'll be right back.
How would you say your driving is? Well, if you live in Greensboro, it might not be as good as you might think. A new report ranks Greensboro as having the 11th worst drivers in the nation. The top 3 cities, Virginia Beach, Dayton, Ohio, and Riverside, California. I would not think that that's accurate.
I mean, there are bad drivers everywhere and good drivers everywhere. Never thought we were that bad. Now, my wife's from Buffalo, New York, and one thing she said that she noticed is a lot of people don't use turn signals. Now, and that drives me nuts.
I was going to say, what are we basing it on as well, too? Because there are different.
I saw the factors.
Okay.
So it was a number of tickets and number of DUIs, and there was one other thing I can't remember. So it's really traffic, you know. Oh, there it is. Speeding tickets, accidents, and DUI.
Okay. That's interesting.
I don't tend to take these surveys with more than a grain of salt, just because how do you even come up with that information? I mean, I think this is just like clickbait that they send out to us, honestly, because I don't think the drivers here are that bad.
I don't either, I really don't. I mean, look, you're gonna see bad drivers everywhere, doing something, driving too slow, not using turn signal, cutting you off. I mean, it just happens.
Yeah, I don't ever, I mean, yeah, as long as I have lived here for the 2 years that I have been here, it seems pretty, nothing kind of off the wall, it's just kind of normal driving behavior.
I'm just glad we don't have the crazy traffic like Atlanta.
Yeah.
It's some of the worst traffic
Atlanta
I've ever been in at rush hour.
Something else.
It rivals New York. Chance, keep it easy.
I'm just thinking about like
maybe
LA
DC,
traffic.
maybe
Oh,
DC.
no, which is I think probably the worst
That's
anywhere.
DMV traffic.
All right, we'll be right back. Stay there.
Hey there, we're talking about bad drivers. I think Greensboro drives fine. We are fine drivers.
Hi, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine.
Hi, I'm an excellent driver.
Hey Hannah, mic check. Is the mic on? I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Yo, ice cold milk and an Oreo cookie, they forever go together like a classic combination?
Mic check, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. I am not a good driver. Check in. My producer and I were chatting about things we love to do, and one answer we had in common was going on solo trips. It's something about going to a place by yourself and just enjoying your own company. And you don't have to go far either. I recently went to Charlotte one weekend and Raleigh the next and had a ball. I visited a few museums, went shopping, visited new restaurants, and even made new friends. There's 3 reasons why I enjoy visiting places by myself. 1, I learn more about myself, my likes and dislikes. 2, I'm on my own time and my own schedule. Ever gone somewhere with someone and they were ready to leave super early but you weren't? Yeah, not the best feeling. And 3, it boosts my confidence by forcing me into social settings. Of course, safety should always be top of mind. Let a trusted family member know where you're going. Share your location if you need to. Also, study the places you want to visit ahead of time so you make sure you know that you're going somewhere safe. Don't ever flash any valuable items, lock them up if you need to. And lastly, never ever tell someone you might meet while out and about that you are alone. It's none of their business. And that's my 2 cents. And that's your 4 to 5. WFMY News 2 at 5 starts right now.
For the first time, we are hearing from the people who helped reunite a family after a scary night on the Yadkin River.
The family of 4 went tubing this past weekend, but the raging waters separated them. The mother was left holding onto a